Hey there, friends. It's November again, which means that NaNoWriMo is starting back up. And I wanted to talk a little bit about my approach to it this year. Last year, I went all the way in for it. I was going for, completed 50,000 words by the end of the month, writing every single day. And I was like dead set on the standard following the rule book variation of NaNoWriMo. And this year, I think last year humbled me a little bit. I got a lot of words down, which I'm super proud of, even though I didn't finish out the whole month. But this year, I really want to take a different approach that's a bit more focused on the long term rather than trying to pack the entire experience into 1 month like it's supposed to be. So outside of my reading and my writing and all of that, I am a runner. I love distance running. I've done it for basically my whole life. And I recently just got back into running after having like 2 years with this weird recurring knee pain. And it was really frustrating for me. I love being able to run and having that as a time to think. I do a lot of mental labor while I run. I think through a lot of stuff while I run. And it's sort of not being able to have that physical and mental outlet, that time to myself, was really like tough and frustrating for me. But this year I figured out what I needed to do to get back into running despite that injury, and I'm going to apply the same principles to my writing. I haven't written consistently in quite a while, and just like being away from running, being away from writing has been surprisingly annoying to me. I am reminded of how good it is for me now that it's sort of been a while. Now, when I got back into running this year, I had to do so really, really slowly. And as someone who has done a lot of running in the past, it felt like excruciatingly slow, to the point where I went sort of too hard on it at first. I ended up hurting my feet and needing to take some time off, which delayed my my rise to power once again. And I hurt my feet doing an amount that I thought was small enough. And that's kind of the crux there. I thought I was doing little enough to be a good starting point. And I was completely wrong. I had this idea in my head of how much I should be able to run. I had this idea in my head of what kind of distance makes you a distance runner. I had an image of myself as someone who runs a lot more than that. And that amount was like, I think, a half mile. Embarrassingly small if you ran in high school or run 5Ks or 10Ks or half marathons, whatever. 0.5 miles seems like nothing if you've run those distances. And so that's what I was starting out with. And I was like, yeah, this is great. This is a tiny amount. I'll ease back into it. And what I realized is that to me in that moment, 0.5 miles was way more than I should have thought it was. Wait, what did I just say? 0.5 miles was way bigger than I thought it was. And it was a lot more of an undertaking given the fact that I had zero preparation, zero stamina built up. My muscles weren't used to doing those motions anymore. It couldn't bear my weight the way it used to. And I thought that 0.5 miles was small enough. I thought I should be able to do that. The should is so crucial to this. I thought I should be able to do that. And what I needed to do there, what I ended up doing that actually got me to be able to run more was a dropping of this kind of ego, this idea that I am better than I am. I think about it this way, like I'll never exceed my abilities, because if I can get up to that level, that's within my abilities. And as I sort of hit that top, the top increases. Realizing that I needed to run less than a half mile to be able to run more miles later was definitely a humbling experience and reminded me just how far I really had to go. Now I'm going to do the same thing with writing. I think last year I had basically the same mistakes, the same kind of ego about it, that I should be able to do more than I actually can do. And it backfired. I couldn't do it sustainably. I didn't last very long. I mean, I got to like 2.5 or 3 weeks on NaNoWriMo last year, which is pretty good in my opinion, but I'm trying to make this an endeavor that lasts a lifetime. I'm trying to make this something that I can do consistently, constantly, do work that adds up to books. I know this, I'm taking this running analogy really far, but basically I have to start with way less than I think that I should be able to do. Because right now I think I should be able to write 1,000 words a day. In reality, I can probably write maybe 200, maybe. Ideally, I'll start with even less than that, just to give myself a base to become consistent. And once I have that consistency, once I know that I can write for sure, I can definitely write 100 words a day, then I'll move up to 200 words a day. And once I know for sure I can consistently write 200 words a day, then I'll move up to 300 words a day. And so on until I can do NaNoWriMo, level of volume. I think a different way to phrase it is, how can I commit myself fully with my whole being to the bare minimum? And if I know I can commit myself fully to the bare minimum, then I can start scaling it up. So that's my approach this year. I'm not so focused on reaching the 50,000 word mark like I was last year. I do think that would be cool, but if I've done that, that means I've gone way too hard, way too fast, and I need to cool the jets. The goal here is to be able to write a lot over a long period of time, rather than a lot over a short period of time. And maybe the reality here is that I just don't totally agree with NaNoWriMo's approach to writing. And yet I still want to participate in this cultural phenomenon that is NaNoWriMo. I love the idea of it. I want to make progress on my, creative writing. But yeah, maybe that setup, maybe that premise isn't something that's right for me totally. So this is how I'm shaping it and modifying it to be what I need it to be in order to actually have it be beneficial for my writing practice. So I'm calling this NaNoWriMo Sam's version. So I'm going to try and do some more check-in videos as we go through the month, see how my writing's going, see if I've gotten that 100 words consistently. I've also got a bit of a better setup now, which I'm really excited about. This light is just coming from a lamp, and I freaking love this lamp. If you made it to this point in the video, I think that you'll be a good fit to be a subscriber to this channel. So feel free to subscribe. I'm going to be doing more book videos, deep dives, writing videos, stuff like that in the coming months. So please stick around for that. I would love to have you. Let me know in the comments if you're doing NaNoWriMo, if you're modifying it for yourself in any way, and what your project's like. I am always so excited to hear what people are doing for NaNoWriMo. I think it's such a cool time of year to be a writer, and I would hate to miss out on that. But yeah, please let me know what you're working on, because I just think that's awesome. And if you are going for the 50,000 words, good luck. I hope you make it. Okay, that's all. See you later.